I have sworn to be a pirate, to say and be rugged. I have sworn to be a pirate, I'll be sailing forevermore. I have sworn to be a pirate, to say
Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State in southwest Nigeria, is a city steeped in history and cultural heritage. The city prides itself on producing several prominent personalities and families who have distinguished themselves in various fields of human endeavor. Notable among them are Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowther, Chief M.K.O. Abiola, President Olusegun Obasanjo, the Ransom Kuti family, and of course, the literary icon, Professor Wole Soyinka. A playwright, novelist, poet, and essayist, Soyinka's illuminating literary works have received global recognition and awards, culminating in the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1986. This prestigious accolade made him the first Black African to achieve such a magnificent feat in the literary world. Activism has always been a significant part of Soyinka's life, dating back to his adolescent days in 1952 as a young student at the University College Ibadan, which was then an affiliate of the University of London. At the tender age of 18, Soyinka found himself repulsed by the social lifestyle of many affluent fellow students on campus. Unable to contain this disgust with what he perceived as social injustice and inequalities on campus, Soyinka, alongside 6 other like-minded students, decided to form a rebellious student group to protest against these societal imbalances. Their actions gave birth to a group they named the Pyrates Confraternity, inspired by the daring adventures of the Caribbean pirates of old. The original 7, as the 7 co-founders of the Pyrates Confraternity were referred to, comprised Wole Soyinka, Ralph Okpara, Pius Olege, Ikpehari Ike Imokwede, Nathaniel Oyelola, Olumuyiwa Awe, Sylvanus Egbuje.
It was here, in this alcove, that it all started. The very first campus fraternity in Nigeria, perhaps in all of Africa. We called ourselves the Pyrates, spelled deliberately with a Y. And we gathered as a kind of rebellious gesture against the colonial, formal, rather staid, stuffy atmosphere of the first university of Nigeria.
To inject the perception of danger and distinctiveness among their peers, the Pyrates Confraternity adopted the crossbones and skull insignia as their motif. They created a unique language which they called piratical language and adopted aliases known as piratical names, different from their original names or lobbish as they termed them. This practice made it impossible to discern their tribal or national identities. Wole Soyinka, who was appointed leader of the group by his fellow co-travelers, adopted the piratical name Captain Blood. The emergence of the Pyrates Confraternity was like a breath of fresh air on the University College campus. With an image of discipline and incorruptibility, the Pyrates Confraternity was revered by fellow students. Its members were soon regarded as unofficial campus police, enforcing rules and regulations, maintaining order during student union activities, and leading from the front. Up until 1972, the Pyrates Confraternity enjoyed the status of being the only confraternity holding sway on Nigerian campuses. However, the spread to other campuses and the increase in membership soon brought challenges. The most disturbing was the emergence of pseudo-fraternities on different campuses post-1972. These new groups distorted the tranquility that had existed when only the Pyrates Confraternity was present. By 1984, the leadership of the Pyrates Confraternity decided that it had had enough of the blame game on its group for the unsavory acts of emerging pseudo-groups on campus. In order to protect its integrity and distance itself from the actions of these groups, the leadership of the Pyrates Confraternity, under the guidance of Captain Blood, Wole Soyinka, decided to clamp down on all in-campus student branches of the organization. This brought to a close over 3 decades of its activities on Nigerian campuses. Subsequently, the process of entry into the fold was realigned to include only university graduates, subject to the completion of their national service under the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC.
The Pyrates Confraternity voluntarily withdrew on orders from campuses because they were sick and tired of being confused with the evil cults.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who do not remember that we have moved out.
Prior to its cessation of all in-campus activities in 1984, a series of unfortunate events and attacks on its members across the country would shape the destiny of the Pyrates Confraternity, albeit for good. Prompted by the stigmatization and murder of its members and the federal government's crackdown on fraternity groups in the country, the Pyrates Confraternity decided to formally register the association on October 31st, 1980, with the Federal Minister of Internal Affairs under the Land Perpetual Succession Act Cap 98 under the name National Association of Sea Dogs, NAS. The 1980s witnessed a turning point and the beginning of a new era for the Pyrates Confraternity, now known as the National Association of Sea Dogs, NAS. This period marked the evolution of the Pyrates from a campus confraternity to a more community and globally focused organization with decks spread across several countries and continents. In 7 decades of existence, NAS has evolved over the years to a more corporate outlook as it maintains a well-organized hierarchical structure in running its affairs. At its apex is the Tortuga in Council, TIC, comprising 15 members. The TIC, chaired by the chair dog, is the policy-making body. Decisions flow from the TIC to each unit, known as decks, for implementation.
The 15 members of that council take decisions jointly, by consensus. Now, that place is like a Supreme Court when looked at in our society of Nigeria. It's the only body that interprets the Pyrates Constitution. Whatever is in it's the only constitution, and it's a body that is open to every sea dog who feels aggrieved, to be able to appeal to for transparency and for justice.
There's also the Supreme Pirates Council, SPC, which ratifies decisions made by the TIC. The executive head of the organization worldwide is the NAS Capone. For members of the National Association of Sea Dogs, piracy is a way of life. Membership of the association has molded their character, instilling discipline and uprightness that guides their daily living. And that's not all. There is a great camaraderie around the group, as members had known one another for long, having been associates right from school. It is not surprising, therefore, that they are stuck together and kept in constant touch even after they had moved in different directions after graduation.
The sort of camaraderie we have, it is those binding friendship. Years of friendship, una go fight, una go make up, una dey associate. That you cannot buy. That is the most valueless, the most priceless part of the PC, the bond of friendship.
Wole Soyinka, Captain Blood of Tortuga, fighter for freedom, a crusader for human rights and social justice, and a lifelong opponent of oppression and tyranny. His tale resonates with the spirit of pirate life. As one of Nigeria's fiercest and most uncompromising human rights campaigners, Soyinka has continuously played active role in Nigeria's socio-political history, even at 90. From co-founding the Pyrates Confraternity in 1952, seizing a radio station in the 1960s to protest election cancellations, enduring 22 months of solitary confinement during the Biafra conflicts, to fleeing the country during the military dictatorship of the 1990s, his story embodies the rebellious spirit of the Pyrates Confraternity.
Extremely brilliant, dedicated man. Not only in terms of piracy, in fact more in terms of humanity generally, not only in Nigeria but worldwide. A man of principle, a man who is ready to sacrifice his life for what he believes in.
It is little wonder, therefore, that when he turned 90 years on July 13, 2024, the drums were rolled out, both within and without, to celebrate this great Nigerian icon. It was indeed a period of immense joy for the Pyrates Confraternity, whose sally at the June 12 Cultural Center, Abeokuta, was one of the major high points of the events staged to celebrate the occasion. Indeed, many would agree that if Nigeria possesses a living legend, it is the non-Nigerian, cap and blood of Tortuga, Professor Wole Soyinka. Happy 90th birthday, sir! Ahoy!
Like a bunde.